Hello, and thank you for joining me today as I speak with you about a topic which concerns us all as living beings on this planet, and that is the importance of curiosity-driven science and deep space exploration. Now, allow me to guide you in a visualization of just how profound and inspiring the vastness of the universe is. Think about holding a handful of sand. The number of grains in your imaginary handful is somewhere around 10,000. This is more than the number of stars we can see in a clear night sky. But the total number of stars in the entire universe is larger than that of all of the grains of sand on all of the beaches on our entire planet. Now, this sand illustration is not the product of my own mind, but that of Carl Sagan's, one of the most influential astrophysicists of the modern era. Today, Carl Sagan is widely recognized and a widely known name, especially due to his widely popular 13-part television series, Cosmos, A Personal Voyage, which originally broadcast in 1980. This TV series moved audiences of the time, and it made a huge case for scientific advocacy with its strikingly philosophical themes and intricate details of the far reaches of our universe and the wonders it holds. And from this, people were excited. So it's the amazing intelligence of Sagan and other astronomers like Neil deGrasse Tyson that can really begin to inspire everyone today to support the funding of space exploration. But I would like to take it one step further for you today. I'm going to explain why the arguments against the exploration of space can't even begin to compete with the benefits of exploring this literally limitless celestial environment. And with this, I will convince you that the reallocation of government funding is imperative if we wish to peacefully progress as a species. In fact, I will convince you that virtually all of the main arguments against space funding are completely baseless because space exploration essentially pays for itself in both the long term and the short term. I know you may be wondering, why am I equipped to speak with you here today? I'm just a college student at the University of Pittsburgh. Well, you may be right, but I'm also one of your fellow deeply concerned global citizens. I am concerned about the well-being of the world, and you should be too. So to prepare for this, I did some research. I have facts, I have statistics, and figures to back up what I will be talking about here today. But I also have a deep and genuine interest in the well-being of the world, and in your well-being. Feelings of mine stem from very real and tangible evidence of why space exploration and curiosity-driven science can change the world and save us all. This is not an exaggeration. Allow me to explain the details of what exactly it is that I'm here to talk to you about today. I'm going to explain why organizations such as NASA should be adequately funded by the United States government. And this is because the largely financial-based arguments against space exploration are irrelevant in the grand scheme of American politics and economics. Also, I will make an example out of the Apollo program, and I'll explain its economic contributions to the US in years past. And I'm going to connect this back to why space exploration in itself is essential to a peaceful and progressive global society, because its products serve to alleviate the many financial burdens that concern us. So let's start by outlining the most commonly used arguments against space exploration, and that usually sounds something like, I think we need to solve our problems here on Earth before we go into space. So what exactly are those problems that this argument is referring to? I would venture to guess that the never-ending financial crisis is one of them, as well as the looming energy problem. These two things are some grand-scale earthly problems that we have to face and tackle here. Here is the United States national debt clock, where you can see some figures for yourself. The financial problem is very real. It goes very deep, as you can see by these figures. Our budget deficit is about $18 trillion and counting. So many would argue that we simply cannot afford to fund unnecessary programs such as NASA. Meanwhile, according to the federal budget, NASA funding accounts for only 0.6% of the federal budget. That's 0.6%. And also, space exploration has economically stimulating effects because the prospects of space exploration can do everything from directly discover crucial technologies to encourage a young child to study science and engineering and with the dream of one day exploring the vast wonders of space. This is modern American astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson, and he also describes why the budget argument falls short in the following clip.
NASA budget is 0.4 penny on a tax dollar. If I held up the tax dollar and I cut horizontally into it 0.4% of its width, it doesn't even get you into the ink. So I will not accept a statement that says we can't afford it. Do you realize that the $850 billion bank bailout, that sum of money is greater than the entire 50-year running budget of NASA? And so when someone says we don't have enough money for this space program, I'm asking, no, it's not that you don't have enough money. It's that the distribution of money that you're spending is warped in some way, that you are removing the only thing that gives people something to dream about tomorrow. The home of tomorrow, the city of tomorrow, transportation of tomorrow. All that ended in the 1970s. After we stopped going to the moon, it all ended. We stopped dreaming. And so I worry that decisions that Congress makes doesn't factor in the consequences of those decisions on tomorrow. They're playing for the quarterly report, they're playing for the next election cycle, and that is mortgaging the actual future of this nation. Tomorrow's gone. What he is saying is, it's not that we don't have enough money for NASA. It's that the distribution of money in this country is warped, and frankly, it's not distributed properly. According to the U.S. Department of Defense, the fiscal year 2016 defense budget is projected to be at $786.6 billion. That makes military spending the second largest federal government expenditure after Social Security. If all military spending could somehow be safely eliminated, there would be a budget surplus of $255.6 billion instead of a $474 billion budget deficit. Additionally, space exploration projects have consistently proven to stimulate economies and pay for themselves in very real ways. Take, for instance, the Apollo program. Here is a graph which compares the very small cost of the Apollo program in red to other very large expenditures. Notice the bottommost and largest cost: war. And with that, America had real, tangible gains from the investments made in the Apollo project. The economic contributions of Apollo were meticulously studied by Chase Econometrics in 1975, and this company found that for every $1 spent on Apollo, 14 came back into the U.S. economy through engineering breakthroughs and very tangible benefits, from the creation of jobs to technologies, but also by inspiring more people to stay curious and to ask why, and to enter the field of science themselves and make further breakthroughs in economic and contributions to the world. So, all of those figures mean a lot in terms of money, but let's also talk about what space exploration means for peace. In a time where the biggest industries in the world are weaponry and defense, many feel as if world peace is but a dream in the future.
But space exploration can actually take steps toward changing that. Space exploration gives us the means to address global challenges, as well as develop a sense of unity amongst diverse groups of human beings living today. This is because with space exploration, we can jointly advance toward common goals and help improve understanding between nations through this advancement. It can bring countries together, either through healthy competition or peaceful progress in coalition. We can work together to explore the vast curiosities of space and try to answer that age-old question on everyone's minds, and that is, are we alone in this universe? Well, we can find out the answer to that question together. So, I would like you all to briefly imagine a world in which NASA and programs like it never existed. The impact on your daily life may surprise you. You could start by taking that cell phone out of your pocket, and you could go on to remove anything that uses LED screens as well. Global positioning systems would not be possible without the invention of the satellite, thanks to programs such as NASA. And the list could go on. But surely you've begun to understand just how much we take these technologies for granted. There's no telling how far we can advance and improve our lives if we focus our research in the right places. So, through this talk, you now should understand that the main arguments against space exploration are misguided, mainly because the distribution of government funds in this country is skewed so that it seems like we do not have enough money, but in reality, the money is being spent on, frankly, the wrong things. Specifically, things that are designed to be destructive. It's not rational to allow our leaders to spend astronomical sums of money on dangerous and unproductive technologies any longer. Like any great movement, the answer lies within us, the average citizen. Here I have outlined a few resources and petitions where you can go to learn more and actively push for change regarding this massively important topic. In conclusion, by refuting the main argument against space exploration, I have shown you all why space exploration in itself is essential to a progressive and hopefully someday peaceful global society. Its products have the potential to affect change in ways that are simply too profound to be overlooked. Technologies and research derived from space exploration have been successfully applied to thousands of items ranging from water filtration systems to microcomputer units utilized in the medical field to plastic-like materials used in jewelry and sporting goods to aviation safety systems for pilots and LASIK surgery, alternative fuel technologies, and countless other inventions that we have not even begun to imagine yet. All of these things are bound to greatly enhance our quality of life here on Earth. We must ensure this scientific progress by staying inspired and curious about what lies beyond.